What's one more year of multi-million-dollar losses? I thought Angel Reese was the star of stars, the icon of icons. That's what the mainstream media keeps telling me. Headline at Forbes from last month: how Angel Reese and Asia Wilson are leading the WNBA's growth.
Angel Reese just discovered that her WNBA game drew fewer viewers than a local cable chess tournament in rural Nebraska, and let's just say, the reaction wasn't exactly graceful. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here shattering TV records like she's basketball's answer to Beyonce. In comparison, Angel's ratings landed with all the impact of a silent disco, with no headphones. So what gives? Why did the audience vanish faster than a halftime hot dog? Strap in, this wasn't just a dip in the numbers. This was a full-blown, slow-mo, popcorn-in-hand disaster. Let's unpack the wreckage.
You've got a basketball player, you got a celebrity that, or somebody that thinks she's a celebrity, that happens to be a basketball player. All right, but she's not celebrity enough to actually pack in the stands. And guys, there is some ugly number.
Angel Reese stepped onto the WNBA preseason court with the swagger of someone convinced she was Beyonce headlining Coachella, only to discover her audience consisted of a few bored janitors, 2 trapped birds flapping in the rafters, and a bewildered popcorn vendor who thought he was at a monster truck rally. In a world where attention is everything, Reese pulled off the unimaginable: total invisibility on national television. Not metaphorically, invisibility in the most literal sense, because no one was watching.
Wait a minute, correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for elevating the WNBA dump. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for taking the dump and turning it into an unmonetizable turd. Now, to her credit, it is a nicely polished turd. It almost looks appealing. Almost. Of course, it's still not appealing enough to generate profit, but I guess the WNBA is taking baby steps.
First stop on the Ghost Town Tour, the preseason showdown between the Chicago Sky and Brazil's national team in Baton Rouge. On paper, it had all the makings of a crowd puller, Brazilian flair, Reese's home court advantage, and a whole lot of I'm her energy. But in reality, it flopped harder than a reboot no one asked for. The TV ratings were so dismal, they made dial-up internet look like high-speed fiber. More people tune in to watch grass grow, or paint dry on a humid day. Even NASA's Mars rover feed pulled more viewers. Honestly, they could have swapped the game broadcast for that old-school DVD screensaver, and the excitement level might have gone up.
All of you who tell us, oh my god, what a big superstar. Oh my god, transcendent. Oh my goodness, generational. Oh my goodness, so on and so forth. You guys do all the talking, all the yapping. Twitter fingers turn to can't even show up and buy ticket fingers.
Fast forward to preseason Game 2, Chicago Sky versus Minnesota Lynx. This was billed as Angel Reese's redemption arc, her big look at me now moment. Instead, it felt more like, look at me, please? Anyone? A couple of pigeons flew overhead during warm-ups and dipped early. Apparently even they had better things to do. Reese came expecting fireworks and confetti. What she got was chirping crickets and one half-asleep blogger live-tweeting from a nearby Wendy's. Even the scoreboard looked like it wanted to clock out early.
Look, one of the biggest stories to come out of this game is you're playing one of the considered to be top 4 teams in the league, the Minnesota Lynx, and nobody showed up to watch this game. All right? Again, 5 million Instagram followers do not equate to basketball fans.
At one point, the camera panned across the stands, and it felt like a scene straight out of a horror film. Row after row of empty seats, echoing like a forgotten ghost town. Somewhere in a dimly lit network basement, a TV executive stared at the Nielsen numbers and quietly opened a new tab to Google, how to fake your own death. And Angel Reese? Oh, she didn't. Not with humility. She didn't pull a Jordan and turn the criticism into greatness. No, she went full reality TV meltdown, think villain at the center of a 3-part reunion special. We're talking passive-aggressive posts, cryptic emoji drops, and enough side-eye to fuel an entire season of Real Housewives, WNBA.
So I think it's time to finally, end the argument. End the argument that there is any sort of, other needle mover that is even remotely close to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. And again, the reason why we've got Hailey Van Lith up is because it was Hailey Van Lith's return as well as Angel Reese.
Here's the kicker, Angel Reese wasn't even bad on the court. Statistically solid, held her own, and even pulled off a few plays that, on a slow ESPN day, might have made a respectable highlight reel. But none of it mattered. Not because she didn't perform, but because performance is irrelevant when the cameras aren't rolling and the spotlight's pointed elsewhere. Welcome to the era of viral moments and 4K clips, where substance means nothing without spectacle. Angel Reese blocks a shot in the forest, and no one's around to see it. Does it make a sound? Nope. Not even a whisper. Just a dull, depressing thud, as her PR team collectively faints from exhaustion, laptop still open to X, formerly Twitter, scrambling to spin silence into something remotely headline-worthy. The internet didn't light up. No trending hashtags. No breathless headlines. Because these days, it's not about the game, it's about the GIF. And if your hustle doesn't translate into real-time meme magic, you might as well have stayed on the bench. Invisibility in the digital age isn't just unfortunate, it's brutal. Especially when you're actually doing your job well.
Real big game. Y'all talk a real big game. Y'all tell us just how amazing Angel Reese is. Y'all tell us how y'all ride or die with Angel Reese. And you know what? This ain't on Angel Reese. This isn't even about Angel Reese, it's about you.
Meanwhile, in some alternate reality where people actually watch women's basketball, Caitlin Clark was busy setting the sports world ablaze, like she casually unlocked the cheat code for draining threes from outer space. The Indiana Fever's exhibition game didn't just draw attention, it broke records. Plural, Clark didn't just show up, she took over. Her performance didn't attract viewers, it commandeered televisions. Housewives, plumbers, NBA execs, even folks who thought WNBA was a Wi-Fi password, they all tuned in. Caitlin brought the juice, and the whole country showed up thirsty. The vibe was electric. She wasn't just trending, she was the moment. Think viral meme meets Steph Curry, but instead of racking up likes, she was casually torching nets like it was just another Tuesday. And spoiler alert, that is her job. Angel Reese? Poor Angel. Her big moment landed with the energy of a soggy sock on linoleum. Blink and you missed it. Sure, there was a bit of trash talk, but it echoed more like a whisper next to Caitlin's all-out highlight reel. While Clark was metaphorically dunking from Mars, Reese was still back on Earth, trying not to squeak too loudly on the hardwood.